7 years ago when I was selling beer at Chihuahua. In a year and 8 months, he's done 20 some deals. Those 3 flips produced $90,000 in profit. $200,000 deal.
You hear that, guys? 200,000, baby.
It's not my favorite. The favorite deal is the deal that we did. We made 168K profit. My average project cost is somewhere around the 500,000.
Okay.
So,
Prior to COVID, I had to go show the house. When I saw it was him, I kid you not, I called him 6 times in a row. All right, y'all. Today I'm locked in with the man behind some of the craziest flips in South Florida, Henry Camejo. He's known for snatching off-market deals before they ever hit the MLS. But his real bread and butter, flipping houses for 5- and 6-figure profits, like it's nothing. He's not just doing it, he's teaching it. Today, we're locked in with the future hustlers, the future flippers, and anybody that wants to learn the flipping game. Let's get it going. Come on. We out here today, y'all. Gonna make some incredible content with one of the best flippers in South Florida. My boy, too. All right, y'all. We're out here. Made it to office. About to come in. Look at this wonderful space. Incredible. Oh, where's the man? Where's the man? Oh, there he is. He's putting in that work. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my boy, Henry.
What's
Henry,
up?
What's up, man?
What up, guys? Running a deal here real quick. Thanks for coming to the office, bro.
Of course. Congratulations on your new space. It's beautiful, man.
Thank you, bro. Let me give you a tour of
Awesome.
what's gonna be.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be our area, Apollo Homes. This is where the fix and flip business is gonna operate. Over here, we're gonna close this off. Have a kitchen. This is gonna be our entertainment area. Poker table's already been ordered. We're gonna have a lounge over there.
Beautiful.
We're expecting to have workstations here. We're gonna have 24 workstations so that we can have people come
For
in.
the callers and your everyday workers, correct?
Yeah, we're trying to grow the business, so we're betting on expansion.
Awesome.
These are the private suites. So this is gonna be my office enclosed in glass.
Wow.
My partner Marco's office over here enclosed in glass as well.
Can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, man. And then here we have a conference room all the way at the end, also enclosed in glass. Some more workstations.
Roughly, the space is about what, 1,500, 2,000 square feet?
It's 3,000 square feet.
3,000 square feet.
Well,
is
2,987 is pretty
huge.
big.
And this is like a lobby waiting area.
This is gonna be our lobby where you have an entrance straight to the conference room for privacy when we're having our meetings, and then, or you could come into the big space over here.
Beautiful, man.
And we're setting it up so that we could have a studio session here, and we're gonna be able
filming.
to.
For filming?
Yeah, we're gonna be able to
Beautiful.
host up to 60 people. If we move the den, we're gonna have chairs and all that, so we'll be able to host some of our events here as well.
Incredible, man. Incredible. Well, I have some questions today.
Let's take a seat over here.
For the audience. I'm sure the audience is extremely intrigued into what you do and what you offer as a professional teacher and ultimately as a flipper, which is ultimately what you do. But again, wanted to take the time to say thank you for allowing us to shoot today and giving the people value, giving the people at home a sense of hope that they could also be flippers. Who knows?
Yeah.
But let's just jump
Today, it's funny what the kind of stuff that you find when you're moving. I was just moving the last office I was at. I was there for 4 years, something like that. And I found the portfolio that I used to use 7 years ago when I was selling beer at Chihuahua. And I just had this crazy flashback, and it's, man, how life could really change in 6 years. If you believe in the correct product, then you stick to something long enough, you know?
I mean, and it's incredible because 7 years ago was what, 2018? Mm-hmm. That's incredible. And now you started from selling beer to now selling multi-million-dollar flips.
Yep.
That's incredible, man. Well, let's touch upon that journey. Let's touch upon your fix and flip side. I hear now that you're a broker. Correct. Wow. Let's touch upon on all those sorts of fields. But basically, how did you get your start in the fix and flip area of real estate?
So I'll try to give you like a brief rundown. In 2018, I was working at the valet parking business, my family business. That's when I get invited to a fix and flip event.
Okay.
To learn about flipping.
Who hosted it?
The guy's name was Armando Montenegro.
Okay.
From Texas.
Okay.
Never heard of that guy again. We didn't even meet the guy. It was his coaches that were giving the event. Uh-huh. And in that event, I heard the coaches talking about how they make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in one transaction. At that point, I'm parking cars, hustling to make, I don't know, maybe 40 grand a year.
Yeah.
And I hear them talking about these amounts of money, and all that could go through my head was, if they could do it, so can I.
That's an awesome motto, bro.
I was 24 at the time, probably had $2,000 in my bank account, had very little real estate experience. I had my license, real estate license, but that doesn't mean much. And that day I decided I'm gonna start flipping houses. The next week, I already had my investors lined up. I already had contractors lined up. I had the business open 6 days after leaving the event.
Wow, that's massive action, y'all. That's what the frick it takes, massive action, man.
Now, it took me 6 months to find my first deal.
Okay.
Not because of lack of action, but because of lack of education.
Knowledge.
Right? So 6 months to find my first deal. I put that first deal under contract while I'm already working at the beer company.
Okay.
And 2019, worked full time in the beer company, did 3 flips on the side.
Okay.
Those 3 flips produced $90,000 in profit, while my full-time job paid me 50 grand.
50.
So, yeah, January 2020, I basically, quit the beer industry and dedicated full-time to fix and flip. That's when I opened my wholesale business, and I paid my first high-ticket mentorship. Remember, we paid 20 grand.
Wow.
For my first...
2021.
That was 2020. January 2020.
Okay.
I joined the All-In program. Carlos and Sal are still keep in touch with them every once in a while. They were my first mentors. And with that flip and wholesale business that year, we did 16 flips. I don't remember how many wholesales, but after that, the rest was history.
How was those first 3 deals that marked the beginning of this beautiful enterprise that you've created? Walk us through what those first 3 deals felt like, how you got them, how you closed them, and more or less give us an insight on those first 3 deals, what they were like.
So the first one was definitely the toughest. The fact that I had a goal for myself that every day, no matter what, I would visit at least 3 properties and send offers on those 3 properties from the MLS.
Wow.
It took me 6 months.
So you started off with MLS properties.
Right.
Wow.
If you do the math, dude, 3 times, I don't know how many days are in 6 months, 180 days. That's how many properties I had to visit to get my first contract.
Wow.
When I got that first actual purchase, there were so many things that I didn't know. It was an REO. It had an unsafe structure violation. So every step of the way was like, hey, this is an REO. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, cool. That's not a problem. I'm familiar with it. Google. Yeah. Well, how do you deal with an REO? Let me call my broker. Let me call somebody. I always try and, I was very resourceful.
Of course.
Even though I had very limited knowledge at the time. And I think that was like the key to success, not taking no for an answer, not giving myself the excuse of, I don't know, I can't do this. So it was a lot of figuring shit out as you go,
Of course. Now, key point to highlight is what made you make that first mind shift change to becoming where you are now? Like, what was the point that you said, hey, this is what I gotta do, this is the steps I gotta take, this is the action I gotta take in order for you to where you are now?
So that mindset that I had when I got on that first bus tour, that was, if they could do it, so could I, is what I believe has been my key to success. I can't tell you the moment in time in which that switch happened, as I don't know it. But ever since I became an entrepreneur, I understand the struggle that it is with all the sacrifice that we make. Of course. So working on your mindset is an eternal thing. You always have to become stronger. You always have to become more resilient. And the only way to do that is to start by believing in yourself. Yep. So people, their own mind is their worst enemy sometimes. They'll find an excuse as to why they can't achieve something because they're so afraid of the pain. They're so afraid of the rejection. Yeah. If you believe in yourself and you get over that fear of rejection, that fear of pain, you're unstoppable.
Unstoppable, man. All right, that's awesome. That was the first set of questions to get to know you. Now let's dive deeper into the fix and flip world. On average, what does a fix and flipper like yourself make per deal, and what's the highest you've ever made in one single deal?
So I think a good benchmark at what we teach our students at one-on-one, you want to make anywhere between 10 to 12% of the project cost on every deal, right? Okay. So if I'm buying a property for $300,000 and I'm gonna put $50,000 in rehab, that's your project cost. It's $350,000. Okay. Obviously, there's a lot more costs involved, but let's use that as the baseline.
Benchmark.
the minimum profit you want to make on that deal is 10%, which is $35,000. Okay. Now, there's a couple tweaks that you have to make if it's going to be a longer project. There's a couple tweaks you have to make if you need, I don't know, if it's going to be a full rehab versus a lipstick rehab. But the average, you're between 10 and 12% of your project cost. My average project cost is somewhere around the 500,000.
Okay.
So your average profit is 50 grand.
50 grand. Now, out of all those, what's been your highest in all your 7 years?
So I had a $200,000 deal.
You hear that, guys? 200,000, baby.
But that was on a property that we bought for about 440,000.
Wow.
So it's not my favorite deal.
No.
My favorite deal is a deal that we did in Miami Gardens where we bought it for 128,000 and we made 168K profit in 6 months.
Sick, bro. That's sick. Now, how do you structure the deals in terms of financing? Do you purchase it yourself cash? Do you get a hard money loan? Or do you get like a private money lender?
So that's a great question, and the structuring the finance is a very important part to starting the fix and flip business. Like I said, man, I had $2,000 in my bank account when I started, zero credibility, but I had all the willpower and I was not taking no for an answer. How I did is I started reaching out to private investors, and that's the beauty of real estate. You could back up their money with a hard asset. No other business allows that.
Yeah.
If you're opening a restaurant, you're gonna raise capital for that. You can't back it with a hard asset. You can't give them a mortgage on a property. You can't give them a second mortgage. You can't, you could sign a promissory note, but what's the guarantee?
Of course.
So that's the beauty of real estate. I use a mixture of private capital, which is friends, family, private investors. You want to invest in one of my flips, you're more than welcome to. And hard money loans. So depending on the profile of the investor, I'll either do gap funding from the investor and then a hard money loan for 80-90% of the purchase, which is how I'm able to flip properties with zero of my dollars.
Of your money?
Yeah, I don't invest
That's
any
incredible, man.
of my money in fix and
You got
flip.
the formula?
Yeah. You should never invest your capital in a business where you could raise capital so easily, like fix and flip.
Yeah.
So I use my capital to diversify my investments.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, let's talk about the nitty-gritty side of it. What's been the most expensive mistake that you've committed that has taught you for years to come to never make that freaking mistake ever again?
Great question. And it all comes down to do your research and education.
Okay.
We felt that we were constrained only doing Miami-Dade and Broward. This was back in 2020, right? Yeah, 2020. At that point, we were already flipping pretty heavily. I felt constrained by my market. So we decided to start flipping properties in Tampa as well.
Okay.
I didn't do the proper due diligence on the construction type of the properties in Tampa, and I didn't really understand the difference between flipping a wood frame house and a CBS house, a concrete block structure.
Oh, man.
When we got over there, I bought a house, sight unseen, from a wholesaler, buddy of mine, and it turns out when you walk in, the joist of the crawl space were completely rotten, eaten by termites.
Oh my God.
So I had to replace all the joist of the property. I had no experience doing that, so it took me a lot of time. It cost me a bunch of money, and I ended up, that was a $30,000 mistake.
Ooh, and since then, you've made sure you've done your due diligence.
What's the moral of the story? Do your market research every time you want to open up a new market. Understand the intricacies of each market and each construction type. And yes, if you're buying a house with crawl space, make sure you inspect the crawl space adequately.
Now, I would say we're currently in a market shift. How do you stay profitable in a market shift that more or less a lot of real estate professionals, I don't know, again, not sure if the fix and flip side is feeling it, but how do you stay profitable when the market shifts?
Yeah, so I started in the business in 2018. I think you started real estate more or less around the same time.
Yeah, more or less the same time, yeah.
So
we actually, guys, fun little nitpick that I got for you guys. We worked on a deal in prime COVID area.
Right.
Prime COVID. I had to go show the house with a mask on and everything. He was actually, he is a realtor, now he's a broker. But at that point in time, he was a realtor and we closed the deal. When I saw it was him, I kid you not, I called him 6 times in a row because he was not answering. I was like, yo, this is my boy, Henry, no way we're gonna work a deal. And we made it. But that was just a little...
I remember you showed up to my office with a monster and everything.
Yes, I showed up to his office. I was like, bro, give me the deal, please. Those were the times that people were paying, correct me if I'm wrong, paying above appraisal.
Right.
And And if I'm not mistaken, I think that Henry rejected a $10,000 or $20,000 appraisal just to work with me. And to this day, I'm extremely grateful and extremely thankful for that. But back to the question at hand. Again, how do you stay profitable in this market change?
So since 2018, the point that I was getting at, since 2018, I feel like we've lived 10 cycles of real estate. True professionals learn how to adapt.
That is true.
True professionals need to learn how to adapt because you cannot be reinventing yourself every 5 years because the market, the wave, the waters got shaky. So the key right now in my industry is choosing the right pockets. As you know, real estate behaves very macro, and people talk about the effect of, the Fed and interest rates and things like that, and how real estate across the U.S. is reacting. But there are certain pockets, especially in Miami-Dade and Broward County, that are probably the two best counties to be in.
Facts.
In this moment in time, that are still very healthy. That there's still a huge demand. There's very low inventory, and those are the pockets where we have to be looking for deals. Those pockets are the most competitive pockets because I'm not the only one that knows this.
Correct.
But it comes down to finding better quality projects and better quality neighborhoods. Before, you could buy anything in any neighborhood and make it work. To give you a prime example, I retreated from the Tampa market last year, and this year I'm only focusing Broward and Miami-Dade.
Awesome answer, bro. Awesome answer. Incredible insight. We've talked about the flipping side. We dived a little bit on the wholesaling side. Now I want to touch up on one of your newer ventures. It's not new. It's been, correct me if I'm wrong, 1 to 2 years.
2 years.
That you've created this massive teaching academy of where you teach individuals how to fix and flip. And tell me about the name. Tell me about what you do. Tell me about how many students you got so far, and just give us a little insight on that.
Yeah, so it's called one-on-one real estate. That's what really pushed the move to this office, where Marco, my business partner, and I brought all of our companies under one roof before we had our separate things going on. A one-on-one started as a crazy idea that Marco had. He's like, hey, I'm gonna rent a bus with...
How'd you meet Marco, if you don't mind me asking?
Through real estate.
Awesome.
I cold called him when I was trying to wholesale one of my deals.
Yeah.
And I saw that he was a buyer.
Oh, wow.
And we met and we had some coffee, and dude, I don't know, we just always stayed in communication. So he has this crazy idea. I'm gonna rent a huge bus, 55 people, which, by the way, I have a bus tour tomorrow.
Awesome.
We're gonna go visit a bunch of flips. We got like 40 tickets sold. If you want to go, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, he says, I'm gonna rent this big ass bus. We're gonna sell 50 tickets at $300. I want you to be the keynote speaker for this event. And I said, okay, yeah, sure. How can I help? Let's do it. Long story short, after countless attempts at webinars, that marketing, at posting, at this whole bunch of stuff, we sold 16 tickets. It was a total disaster economically.
Oh, wow.
But we had such a good time sharing our knowledge. The few people that paid to be on that bus were so grateful. The few people that were on that bus to this day are part of the community.
Wow.
2 of them are coaches of the community.
Wow.
And I've had a great success. They've built 7-figure businesses flipping in 2 years.
That's literally why they say that the faster you fail, the faster you succeed.
Because they took massive action, man.
Wow.
That is what it takes. So that's how it started. Fast forward 2 years later, we have internal team of one-on-one. It's over 20 some employees. We've coached over, I want to say 2,000 people at this point. At our elite level, which is our high level program, we've had over 300 students, of which I want to say over 70% of them have already done their first flip.
Awesome, man.
The other percentage, they're on their way. And one thing that we pride ourselves on is excellence, and we do not let our students behind. Like, we'll pull you,
Yeah.
We'll make you get the ball rolling, because we know what this business have done for us, man. I'm eternally grateful for real estate, because it was the vehicle that allows me to live the life of my dreams.
Amen.
Coming from a guy that was selling beer
Amen.
in 2019.
No, and mind you, we also went to school together, middle and high school. Let's just say that those years we were a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Huh? All right, now back to back to another question that I have for you. Your style of teaching these students, is it more hands-on? Are you out on the field with them? Are you open to when they call, or are you more strategy and somebody else takes care of all the hands-on?
Yeah, so we were definitely of the school of thought. Teach a man how to fish and feed him for the rest of his life. Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. So we want you to do it. We're not gonna do it for you, but it's not only Marco and I. It's a team of coaches. It's multiple live calls a week. We have live WhatsApp groups in which we're answering basically 24/7.
Wow.
So the support is always there, and we pride ourselves on response time and being there for you when you need it. Because one thing is giving you all the strategy, which we do, and giving you, all the knowledge, which we do. We break that down very well. But what differentiates us is we're there for you when you fall. We're there for you. We're gonna give you the resources that you need. We're gonna answer the phone. We're gonna fix the problem. We're gonna point you the right way when you fail. That's the difference between having a mentor in your corner and just receiving information.
That's awesome. Now, on average, how long does it take for one of your students to close on their first deal? The ones that, because of course you're gonna have students that don't really try as hard, and the ones that you say that take massive action. Obviously, those that take massive action, what's their average timeline?
If I had to give you an average, I would say of those that take action, they have their first deal within the first 3 months. And I've had students that on the second week of coaching, they have a deal under contract, which we don't recommend. We literally tell the students, please give me at least 8 weeks, because that's how long it takes me to give you the whole global picture of it. But this last student, John, he put his property under contract the second week of coaching.
Oh my God.
We were there for him, He asked questions that we hadn't taught yet, but we were there for him. We helped him. And it's en route to be a great success. However, if there's one recommendation that I make is don't compare yourself. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 4. Like, honestly, don't fall into that trap, because Jose Romero comes to mind. He is one of the coaches of one-on-one. He took 6 months to put his first property under contract.
Wow.
Since then, in a year and 8 months, he's done 20 some deals. Wow. He has 6 flips running simultaneously. He's a coach of the community. He's a monster, What would have happened if that guy gave up month 5 because the average was 3 months and everybody else in his class had properties under contract and he didn't?
Yeah, no, incredible, man. That's why you gotta stick through it. That's what's so important about anything in life. Stick through it, be persistent, persevere, and most of all, take action. Take massive action. Now, for the viewers at home, if somebody was willing to learn how to fix and flip, learn how could they contact you? What steps would they need to take in order to be part of your team or your school? Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So one-on-one, we teach everything in Spanish. We're a fix and flip community. We teach people how to fix and flip, and more than that, we're a community. You're gonna have all the resources you need to get started in this business. The best way to contact us is through our social media, which is Instagram at Henry L. Camejo.
I'll make sure I put that on there.
Or at one-on-one real estate. You can also follow my partner at Marco A. Jove.
Awesome. So today we've got a little surprise for you guys. Henry is actually going to give us the inside peek of correct me if I'm wrong, two of his fix and flips up north. We're gonna follow him to the fix and flips. And Henry,
let's do it.
Nonetheless, man, thank you for your time, brother. This meeting went great. I appreciate it. You already know, guys, stay locked in because we got so much flavor for you. Hot sauce, baby.
Talking matchbox, spin the block.
All right, guys, we made it to one of Henry's flips. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek tour of how it's looking. We're gonna throw some numbers at you so that you guys understand and comprehend more or less what it takes. So come on in. So this property they actually bought with a brand new roof. So it wasn't a major total gut job. But yeah, here we go.
All right, guys, what's up?
We're back. We're
Yes,
back
sir.
on the channel. Tell us about this flip, man. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so this is one of our flips in Wilton Manors. We bought this house for $480K. Found this deal on the MLS. We were after the realtor for about 60 days to get it done.
Wow.
I think we bought it almost $200K under the original listing price.
That's insane.
This has an after repair value of $740,000. So the goal, we started the project 3 weeks ago. The goal is to be done next week.
Wow.
And hit the market at 740. Come check it out.
That's beautiful, man.
So all the big work has been done. We're waiting for the kitchen drawers to come in. That's gonna be a pantry over there where the washer and dryer is. We're gonna have a waterfall over here. A stackable microwave oven combo with a cooktop and a hood.
How many bed and bath?
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Over here we got the bedrooms.
Oh, wow. It's got some hidden space.
Working on the bathrooms.
This would be the master.
And this is the master, that's right. So check out the bathroom. Today they'll be done with both bathrooms.
Oh, wow. You didn't go cheap on the bathrooms, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so yeah, man, this is kind of stuff that we're always looking for, you know, trying to buy about at least 2 a month, and this is gonna be a great flip. If we do sell at 740, we're gonna make about 95K profit.
Beautiful.
It's gonna be 4 weeks in rehab. It's gonna be ideally 4 weeks of marketing before we go under contract based on the average days of market on the area. And then 30 to 45 days to close, which puts us at a 4-month time frame to turn around the money.
Guys, saw it here first. Exclusive sneak peek tour of one of Henry's flips, man. Incredible. We're gonna go see one more after this, but I wanted you to go ahead and see what we have to offer. So you already know, if you're trying to learn the flipping game, all the information is gonna be in the caption below. His school, his Instas, his socials, all of it. Stay tuned. We got more fire coming your way.
Let's go.
All right, guys, we're in our final stop of the day. I hope you guys liked the content thus far, bringing you sneak peeks of all the nitty and gritty. So we're here at the next flip and fix and flip. Our boy Henry's gonna walk us through this one. So the surprising thing is, since we're seeing it from the beginning to the end, you're seeing that it's being painted, redone, but there's a little factor that you can't really see through the camera, and that's that it reeks. Tell them a little bit, Henry.
So this house wasn't in bad condition when we bought it. We've finished it on the interior. We're waiting for the impact windows and for the roof permit so that we could finish the outside. But inside, it's pretty much done. The owner had 14 cats. The house smells like cat piss.
All over, guys.
Painted the house with kills 3 times. We're currently breaking the drywall over here in this area to make sure that there isn't like a dead cat behind the walls or something. But that's been a challenge that we're trying to work through, figure out how we get the smell out of this house, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out. Meanwhile, come check it out. So the flooring was existing. We're not gonna replace the flooring on this. Flooring is in good condition. It would be like almost $8,000 to redo the flooring.
Wow.
We decided it's not
but
worth
it's in good condition.
especially for this market. This is a house that we're gonna resell for $450. We bought it for $280, and it's gonna be a $45,000 rehab.
Awesome.
So this is one of the bathrooms.
That you're gonna make 45,000 profit.
That's how much we're spending on the rehab.
Okay.
So the profit for this flip could be north of $70,000 if we do everything right. We bought this house 2 weeks ago, and we're almost ready. The problem here is the city of Miramar takes a little time with the permits, especially for the roof. So I'm waiting for that to happen and for the impact windows to arrive. Once that's done, we'll be ready to hit the market. But check this out, this bathroom. So look, the tile in the bathroom and the tile here, it's in perfect condition. What we're gonna do, we did a new vanity, We're gonna do a mirror with black lining, recessed lighting, and some nice black light fixtures. And we're gonna replace this for some nice shower fixtures. We saved $3,500 by not having to do all this.
That's beautiful.
And it's a neighborhood where you're selling a single family 3-2 with garage for $450K. You don't have a picky buyer.
And you're also putting impact windows.
Impact windows and roof, so that helps the insurance. It's gonna help the buyer qualify. And the properties that have sold at that 450 benchmark in this area had new roofs and impact windows.
Guys, you saw it here today. We saw all the fix and flips that my boy Henry has. You saw a little insight of his enterprise that he's built. I'm gonna continue showing you great content, but for today, Henry, thank you, brother. Thank you for your time. Truly appreciate it. I don't know if you want to say your last words to the people.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate you giving me this space to share my story. And for those of you that are thinking about getting into real estate, man, it completely changed my life in 6 years. Whether it's real estate, whether it's another vehicle, whatever you do, believe in yourself, put your head down, and stay at it long enough to put yourself in that position to be successful.
Take action, y'all. You heard it here first. Take it easy.
Let's go.
See you next time.